Mr. Miller, Mr. Francois,
Yes, sir.
another
Said
day,
the sentence.
another day.
So the banner, a topic that's very popular. You hear that all the time when you do the interviews with the brokers. The banner. Is it important, Mike?
Absolutely.
Choice of banner.
I think the banner is important.
But why? Tell me why. Because I know 20 years, you've been in the business, 15 years. You've experienced, this is the great part of this conversation. You've experienced three, you said?
Yeah.
Three different kinds, big to small, everything in between.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So tell us.
Well, I think that it's important for the banner for one thing, because it would help that people actually know who you're actually representing. I mean, it's not fun when you tell your friends, hey, I'm a broker. It's like, oh, what company do you work for? And you tell them I work for ABC. And they're like, what's that? Then you're like, well, it's a company. Like, you don't even know what to say.
But when they said that, did you still get the business, or did you not get the business sometimes?
Got it out of encouragement. But like, oh, are they any good?
But were they disappointed in the end?
Yeah, they were disappointed.
Because
they weren't disappointed about the work. They were disappointed. It just, I don't know. I guess because they had an expectation,
right?
And they have a couple of names in their head, which is maybe number 1, 2, and 3. And if you're not part of them for some reason, they don't take into consideration.
Actually, yeah. Did you have anything else to add to that, or because you started with this? This is for the smaller banner that you joined. What about the other ones?
The other one was a bigger banner with a very known character also in the banner, and basically I got promised a bunch of stuff that was never actually given to me. So it was very difficult for me to be able to navigate through that. So
yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
Not really. Gabriel, when you chose your choice of agency or banner, did the banner come into play? Was it a consideration?
It was all because of you. It's
but
the only reason why I chose. No, but I'll tell you something though. It's that when I met with you and then I met with other people, I was comparing AEOs, not banners.
But you didn't take the banner into consideration.
No, I asked.
Is that by lack of education or no? I'm not being insulting or anything. Just because you didn't know.
Oh, I can't wait for this life.
No, I'm saying like maybe you didn't know the banners. You just didn't know.
I did ask around with current brokers that I knew which banners they were at, the good, the bad. Everything came back to support mentorship. Nobody really actually told me, because I'm with that banner, I get all the business.
But it's because you had money. Because the people who didn't have money, they want to go with the lower banner that doesn't cost them anything for them to be able to operate.
But wait a second, we have structures.
That's what I'm saying. It's like even with a big banner like ours, if it's $150 a month, you understand? It's
no, some people but some people rather pay nothing or nearly nothing.
Well, there's not too many that you can pay nothing, but yeah, maybe. But let's go back to the banner thing. So you just picked by choice
based on the
yeah.
AEO, the mentorship, the support, the advice, and it turned out well for me. So I was quite happy with it.
Very interesting.
Now, but after your experience, would you, at this point, with all the experience you have, forget the fact that you're on this platform, would you consider going to one of those low budget?
Now that I know it's Yen for real, no, I wouldn't change a thing.
But I want to ask our viewers like their experience, because I'm sure there's. I know for a fact of a lot of brokers that said I was here and this is what I experienced, and I believe strongly that the banner has a big impact. And then others that say no, not at all. For me, it's got no weight whatsoever. It doesn't change nothing. So. I
think somebody that has success and maybe a smaller banner cannot really compare to the big one because they haven't lived it. So maybe if they're having success with the smaller banner and they went to the bigger one, they would have even more.
And success might mean, Mike, that they're achieving whatever their objective is or was. And so it just depends.
True. We have a question here from Just Tremblay, who's asking Mike, why did you choose Royal Lepage? Why not buy a banner from Remax or I'm assuming Chemin Proprio Direct?
The honest reason, if I can be honest, it wasn't really about Royal Lepage at all. Actually. What happened is that the gentleman that we have here on the side, I know him for a very long time, and I received an email from him, and I'm looking at his face, and I'm like, I know him, and then the more that I got to that, I'm like, it's got to be him, but it doesn't look like him. So I went to go like look at my yearbook, and I'm like, it is him. And then so I got a phone call from somebody at his office that said, "Listen, he would like to meet you." I'm like, "Yeah, you'd like to meet me? Tell him that I know him. I remember him from school and stuff." And that's how the connection was made. But it wasn't like because there was so many different people that are hitting me at different times, and they pretty much say, consistently the same thing. So it was like it wasn't really
No, but
that
in
the
your
cream.
initial 15 years or so ago, when you were making that decision,
Yeah.
did you take that into consideration? Was that even something you thought about? Because Gabriel, from his explanation, he didn't even take that into
Yeah,
consideration.
I did because I had been with A, B, C, and D, and then I was like, well, I mean, it is a nice name, and I do know him, and we
Yeah.
have. So then all those things did weigh in. I'm pretty sure that if the name of your thing was like R, R, and O, I'd probably be like, ah.
That's kind of sexy of a name. I like it. But I believe that the bigger the visibility, the better. You know that I talk about it all the time. And then for me, is if I'm a broker and I have big ambition, big goals, I want that diversified market potential. I don't want to be limited to only high end or luxury. I don't want to be limited to only a geographical area that's because they're only strong in that. But I don't want to be only entry level or I want the full spectrum. I even want residential and commercial. I want the client to feel like, well, whatever my real estate needs are,
One-stop shop.
this guy can take care of it because he's within the right environment.
So we have two comments here that are kind of contradicting each other. So I want to see what's going to be your take on it for both of
Certainly.
you. So we have Chris first that says that the bigger banner is always better because it improves your chances of appearing in Google searches. And before you comment on that, I have Sam on the other side who says that even though he's still in school, for him, it would be more the support, the programs, and the coaching, so teamwork, that would win him over.
Which is what you said in
True.
your own personal experience.
That's why I want to see. So once again, is it the big banner? Oh, I'm going to be visible because it's a big banner, or is it?
Well, I'm going to say something. What if you could combine the two? Wouldn't you have a winning formula there?
Definitely, it's true. Sometimes people, I guess, will think it's either one or the other, right? Either you get the support or you get the big name.
Well, it's similar to what I said in the French version. I mean, having a big name is something, but as you know, each one of these locations are franchisee operated, which means that whoever's at the head, whoever's the AO, whoever the structure that he put together might differ from one to the other. So you got to know who you're getting involved in.
That's a great point. I meet so many brokers that say, "Oh, I know Royal LePage. I've already met with someone else from another company," and I'm like trying to explain. It's like you saying, well, I know a broker. I've already met Mike, so everybody's offering the same services and the same thing. We're all different. We all have different business models. So it's the same banner, but it's got nothing to do on how we operate each one of them. It's not McDonald's here where you get the same burger at the end of the line,
That's true.
And your fries could still be cold at another location.
And yes, and the environment, if we want to go down that road, I mean, you go to the bathroom and some of them it's I don't want to walk in. I'm afraid for my life. But I burn the clothes and the shoes. I throw them out. But you go to other ones and they're super clean and neat and well managed and well run. So it's a different experience.
Depends who manages it.
Completely different experience.
Definitely. So Steve Thacker actually disagrees with you, saying, I hate to say that the banner has nothing to do with for me. So it has nothing to do with if I'm assuming you're successful.
I guess it goes back to Mike, what you were saying. Like if you didn't experience and I'm not saying that Steve did not. I'm not sure actually, but I'd love to if we can get the answer. But if you're always or if you've always been, look, it's as if I said, look, I my first car was a Mercedes, no S550,
yeah.
And I've always had that same car, and I'm like, all cars are the same, and it's the same quality ride, it's the same features, but then one day it breaks down, and I have to go get let's not name any names, but a secondhand whatever other brand, and then I'm going to be like, oh my god, I didn't know that not all cars were the same, and it wasn't the same feeling, same ride, same features.
So you won't know until you try it, basically.
Well, I think that's what Mike was saying earlier, and I fully agree.
You wouldn't be able to tell the difference of something if you never had an opportunity to taste the buffet, right?
Sure, that's one way. So you can't base yourself, let's say, just on the experience of other brokers that you know that are at other agencies.
Well, that's like saying I'm going to read Google reviews to really make my decision on whatever.
Why not?
I would never do that.
Why not?
Ever. Well,
It's
his
true. You're
tastes and mine are,
anti-reviews. It's not.
I don't believe
No,
in
but it
them. I think
depends
it's
on
a
the type
scam.
of reviews. Maybe if it's
When it's
how
reviews
the
about our
food
company, though,
tasted.
they're really good and great. But everybody else, they're all lying. And
Sure.
sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah,
You had a
you're so-
great,
it's all right.
comment to say, or
Yeah.
statement, or fact.
I won't say anything.
All right.
But we do have a question though, and as you guys kept making fun of me in the last few days about when I say we're live, I say it's national, it's international, it's don't exaggerate and all that. So yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know where it was, we had somebody from Dallas, right? And
No, that's
now
tomorrow.
no, we had it from yesterday.
That's in the future, Gabriel.
Sure. We'll see if that statement is true. But now we have Howard from New Zealand this time. So it's good. We're worldwide. So New Zealand is asking us, do you think bigger banners are going to have a more corporate approach with their brokers? Great question.
Yeah, great question, and absolutely not, because it's all at the operation. It's at the franchisee level. It's who's running it, and how do they see their business model, right, Mike?
I agree. I think that when you walk through those doors, that's how you're going to be able to tell if whether or not what kind of service you're going to get. So from the person that greets you, from the person that sees you first, from how they treat you, you're going to know what you're going to get.
Even for, okay, I'll have another question for you. We're going to talk about our Crown project first. So Mellor Group is also in new construction on top of what the mortgage cabinet, the commercial, the residential, the mentorship, the services, marketing, and so on. So we're going to let you watch a quick video about more details on our new construction project, and we'll be right with you. All right, and we're back. So that's what I wanted to ask you, Mike. So now you're saying just the impression you get at the second you walk in can make also the difference on how you're going to be treated. But if you have just the one garbage employee that's in front, but the entire management staff is wonderful and amazing.
Well, it says that
Really?
the management is not
the one employee
because it's your
that's
image.
about to get fired is
Well,
going to make your decision.
that's the problem of management.
Exactly.
How?
Well,
The management is responsible for their staff.
for the experience. Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
if I go to McDonald's and I go into the bathroom and I feel like I'm not going to eat here anymore because there's bugs and things and urine everywhere, and sorry to be graphic, but that's an experience that you live all the time, then I'm not trusting the food. I'm not trusting the whole thing because it's lacking in control. We talked about micromanaging yesterday.
You can't turn around and say, "Oh, it's the lobby guy. Don't worry about it."
So if I walk into a store or a restaurant or anything, a business environment, and I'm not greeted a certain way, or there's no one there, and it's all poorly lit, and that's why for me it's so important with the checklist thing, because I would judge and feel a certain way, and I would be like, I'm not gonna work here. I'm not gonna partner up with this business. So it makes a huge difference.
No,
Look,
I guess you're
even during COVID, you know what? Like I was open. I wasn't doing anything illegal, but I was fully operational. I had the staff at the office. We weren't letting clients in per se, but because it was important for me to say, like, well, it's a sign of our willingness to be there for our clients. In my mind, like if everybody's home and it's like, oh well, it's not our fault. It's COVID. Like it's a clear indication of how the business is being ran. No.
Yeah.
I guess I agree.
I would
If
think so.
I agree, because you can't really know, I believe, if you just hired the employee and the interview went well.
No, you can't.
But my point is this: is that if I'm walking in because I want to go work for this agency, and I walk in and I see that the employee's like, I don't know.
Hey, better than that, Mike. Sorry, but you because you know this, you do this all the time. A new broker reaches out to us. How critical is it to reach out super fast so we can show? Sure. And they say, oh, you guys returned the call instantaneously, or the email or the text or the whatever it was, and we booked an appointment. It was easy. There was no friction. It was great. And then I say, well, who else did you reach out to? Oh, well, I'm still waiting. It's been 3 weeks and no one's reached out. I've asked 5 times. Like, it says a lot about the company or
Definitely.
the environment
It's
that
true.
you're gonna, grow your business with.
No, it's just I always thought it was more of a package deal than just the one little experience.
I'm making
at
up
the
my
beginning
mind.
It's going to shut you down, and
I'm making my mind right up, right there.
It can make the whole difference.
because you have a CEO mentality. So I make up my mind right away, and it's now or never. I don't like the one time I'm done.
You go to different places, you get different experience. It's the same store.
Think of it this way. I'm expecting to get a service from the company that I'm joining with, then I'm going to pay them every month, right, for them to represent me. So if I walk in and my experience is garbage from the beginning, I'm like, I don't want to be associated with this company. I don't want to get this kind of treatment. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So you
So when I come in, when I walk into the office, like, hi, how are you? Would you like a glass of water? Can I offer you coffee? You're like, oh, okay. Got my bottle of water. I'm waiting. We'll be right with you. Don't worry. And I was like, I like this place. I like the way it looks. It's clean. It's vibrant. You feel like, yeah, I want to be associated to that.
So what if you have a superstar employee like this, and then you have garbage management? So you're all excited like this with your bottle of water while you're waiting, and then you
don't join.
So
Don't go.
It's a package deal.
No, it's not.
Why?
Because then I'm going to
first experience was great.
You said the first thing was great, but then the second level, I'm
you're going to get to layers.
Yeah.
You're going to get to the third layer.
So all the layers have to be.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to say something here. If you're going to join any office, any agency, any banner, anything, don't go signing a contract and locking yourself in for the long term with penalties and all that. If they are confident in what they have to offer you, you're not stuck there. Tell them, I don't want to sign a contract. I don't want penalties, and I want to leave if I'm not happy.
That's true.
That's the sure sign of. It's like the infomercials. They used to say, what is it? Like
30
full,
days
full
money
refund,
back, money back guarantee. Just covers shipping and handling.
Sure.
Which is half the cost.
Well, that's another thing. But
no, it's true. You should lock yourself in, especially it's your own business. I never understood the whole concept of
it's a business relationship, Gabriel.
I just said that.
It's an exclusive business relationship.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Meller, for your knowledge and experience. So we have a question here from Tatiana from Montreal. So do you think in the future you'll have to sell your parts of the franchise at one point, and for what reason?
Do I think I'm going to sell my franchise? And
you're going to sell your parts.
I would not sell my parts. My parts are private. Well, it depends if I can get some good money for the parts, and I think I can. So good question there, Tatiana. We'll put my phone number down below
so you can
reach out. Okay, this is getting out of hand.
No, but you know what? Okay, so I'll ask it another way. Would you ever, having built, since we know it's franchisees, right? Let's say Royal Lepage.
Yeah.
Would you ever get to a point where you would sell off the business, but not saying because it hit a certain point and now you're ready to take a break or retire or so on, but because you want to just have the challenge of starting a new one? This one is too big now. Not necessarily too big, but there's not really a challenge anymore. We control the entire market.
Yeah, it just took me 20 years to build it. I'm going to just say,
it took you 20 years.
Let's start a new thing and drop all of this.
Sure. No, it's not drop out of it. You're getting all the money out, right? Because that's what it's worth. You sell it to some hedge fund. You make billions of dollars. Knowing you don't have $5 billion in your pocket and you're like, I'm going to go play golf.
Well, I think, Gabriel, what you're asking is, would I start? Look, I started the mortgage cabinet.
Sure.
And I started that actually no one knows this, but today I started a commercial division at Meller Group. It's called the Van Vary Meller Group Commercial, and we're going to officially launch it and market it. But these are challenges. These are things that instead of selling, I could, but I don't. It's all intertwined, if you want. So yeah, I'd like to challenge myself for sure. I'm going to try to cutting coffee because of Danny.
And Steven's 52 heartbeats.
Yes.
What about you, Mike? You have $5 billion in your pocket because you built a company for 20 years. You sell it. What do? You stop or you start a new company?
I continue making more money.
How? New business?
Whichever
new banner?
it is. I mean,
what?
You're telling me I plateaued? I'm not growing.
Well,
anymore?
You sold, right?
I sold, or I'm
you
selling.
sold. Somebody approached you, a hedge fund approached you, said, "Listen, you're dominating the market. We're going to give you $3.5 billion. We want to take over."
In my book, everything's for sale if the price is right.
Okay, great. So they give you the check. Now, what do you do?
I do my next challenge, whichever one I feel like doing at that point.
So you wouldn't really? Would you start back from scratch, or would you stay with something? Because we're talking about banners,
What,
right?
in the
So
same
are you
industry?
Are you reinvesting in something again that's huge, like big banner?
But it's
and
kind
so on,
of
or
yeah,
are
but
you
it's
going
kind of
back
a
small
question
and
that
restarting?
how can you know?
think,
Like,
I think it's an open situation because where will I be then?
Yeah.
What will my mental situation be then?
what did I build? What did I accomplish? What am I hoping to do at that point?
What's
in time?
gonna happen? Maybe I want to make a car or something. I don't know. Like, I mean,
Sure, sure.
I'd love to see that.
Mikey Zoom. Okay, that's great. That's good. Closing words, gentlemen, before we run out of time here.
Well, I see a comment here from Steve Tacker. He says, I can attest to that comment about contracts. Etienne and I have a handshake deal, which is true. So Steven started, I forget the number of years now, but it's quite a few. And now, I mean, that's my approach to business. I'm so confident in what we have to do. I'm going to give it my all. I know the team's going to give them their all. So why would you be forcing something like penalties and long-term contracts where you're stuck in it's like getting married, I don't want to do that.
then it costs you 10 grand to get out of it or more.
If you're lucky. Sure. So as Maria joins us and we're talking about marriage and divorce. And also,
No, you can't get married after one date is what I'm trying to say, or
100%.
one meeting. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
So.
You meet once, you talk for an hour, sign here, a marriage contract. No, definitely. It's true. And that's what they're trying to do, right? Most agency are going to try to lock you in, give you the googly eyes and saying just sign for a year and all your problems will be resolved. You figure out after 3 weeks that it was just a bunch of lies and you're stuck.
I like Netflix. Subscribe, unsubscribe, change it up. Apple TV.
True.
Month
Don't
to
stay
month.
if you're not happy.
Yeah.
100%. On these words, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. We're going to leave you with our Apple contest with more details. Good luck to everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
That's right.
7 days a week.
Thank you, Mr. Zikri.
You want to win $10,000 worth of Apple products? It's simple. Stay tuned for the 100th episode of The Growth Show. For every like, share, comment, and subscription, you get an